been off of porn and how long you've been off of masturbation. That's, for some reason, that's all it took. And it's just been so easy.
Theo Vonn has been very open and honest about his use of pornography and his journey of dealing with that and overcoming that. I believe he is a great example for men who have been struggling with this same issue. So in this video, I'll be going through a few clips from one of his recent podcasts and diving into what he has said with his most recent stance on pornography and how it's been going with him. And I'll be breaking down bit by bit what he is saying and how it relates to you if you've also been struggling with pornography use. Let's get into it.
Once I found pornography, there was a way to have a feeling, a connection with a woman that was safe enough for me to be in.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't going to be hurt. There was some sexual reward to it, and I could start it and stop it as I wished. And it was the only kind of relationship I could even really handle, kind of. I was in other relationships, but none of them were as long as my relationship with pornography.
In this first clip, Theo is sharing some of the key reasons why men are seeking pornography and continuing to stay hooked on it. The first reason, he talks about that sense of connection with a woman and that it felt safe. He knew he wasn't going to be hurt. For many men, one of the biggest triggers that causes their pornography use is loneliness. And pornography is specifically designed to tickle that part of your brain which has a desire for connection and intimacy with someone. This is why with so many of those videos, the girl is looking directly into the camera. And there's even videos where it's like a whole date that you go on with this pornography star, and then at the end of the date they get to the sexual part. Those videos are catering towards men who really want that connection, and the other part of feeling safe there is, you know, that those women in the pornography videos, they are all looking at the camera like they want you. They all seem to be so into what's going on and so desirous of what's happening. You're not going to open up some random pornography video and it's going to be her crying and breaking up with you. All of these videos are seemingly connecting with you, and it seems like she's really into you and she really wants you. The second thing he said in that clip was he could start it and stop it when he wanted to. This is another pattern that I've seen in men who I've been talking to who have this problem. Pornography is so easy to pick up and close down whenever you want to. Real life doesn't work that way. When I want that hit of pleasure and I want that sexual gratification, I can open up that video right when that desire strikes me, and I could even fast forward through the talking and the foreplay and get right to that posture and that scene that gets me off the most. Real life is not like that. When you want to connect with your woman, you need to build up the tension, build up the connection, the intimacy, the desire, and then there is a warming up period of foreplay and a interaction and a dance between you two. If you just start it whenever you want and imagine fast forwarding right to that one position that you want to do with your girlfriend, and then when you've had your pleasure fill, you just turn off the video, that would be like as soon as you're done with having sex with the girl, you just pull up your pants and walk out of the room and don't talk to her, don't cuddle, don't wind things down, you just cut it off right there. This is unrealistic, but it is a big reason that draws men to pornography instead of real connection.
I'm 77 days off of pornography and 70 days off of masturbation. I quit thinking about it. It's like I don't think about pornography. I don't think about like masturbation. I don't have that weird feeling where like I'll masturbate and then I'll just be laying there like kind of ejaculated or whatever. I feel like the more I keep it in my body, the more masculine I feel, right? And the more of myself I feel, as opposed to just having a leak of it constantly. You know, it's kind of like I almost had a leak of my masculinity, and I would cause the leak, but the leak would happen, and it was just like a dripping pipe.
Now in this part of the clip, we can see Theo talking about the negative feelings associated with pornography and masturbation. He talks about leaking his semen is like a leaking of his masculinity, his masculine energy. This is very common amongst men, and myself specifically. When I stopped watching pornography and when I stopped masturbating and I allowed that semen to be retained within me and I refused to leak that energy outside of me, I could feel the confidence build up within me. I could feel the energy and motivation build up within me. If you want to know about more of that specifically, you can check out my video that I made where I talked about all of the benefits you experience after 90 days off of pornography. Now let's check out the next clip.
I've always thought of women in more than just a sexual sense, but the sexual part isn't as strong.
In this short clip, we hear Theo talking about how the sexual side of seeing a woman wasn't as strong when he was off of pornography. This is huge. When I was deep in the throes of my pornography addiction, it was automatically compulsive to sexualize and objectify every woman that I would see. When I finally got off of pornography, this allowed me to see the human, see the person, and not just pay attention to the shapes of the bodies that were in front of me. And by the way, women can feel and they can tell intuitively when you are looking at them this way. If you are lusting over your coworkers or the random women who you're seeing out in public, they can feel that intuitively. And if you are off of pornography and you are noticing them as a fellow human being who has a life and a story, they can feel that as well. And they will be more open to being friendly with you, to having a conversation with you, and for you to have a mutual relationship. It's also just really freeing to unburden yourself from that way of interacting with the world. When I was going through the world and sexualizing every woman I saw, I didn't like that about myself. I felt dirty, I felt gross and perverted, and I didn't want to show up that way. So when I stopped watching pornography and I could finally see women and not turn them into sexual objects for my own gratification, I was happy and I felt good about that.
And you know what's so crazy? For years I tried like different like blockers on computers and stuff. And I got started with this kind of recovery coach and he just said, why don't you text me at night? And he said, tell me something that felt good during your days. Tell me something you felt like maybe you could have done a little bit differently. And then tell me how long you've been off of porn and how long you've been off of masturbation. That's for some reason, that's all it took. And it's just been so easy.
Well, it's accountability.
Maybe that's it. It's like
Yeah.
accountability with somebody that I trust, that I trust. I was shocked at how easy it started to help me.
Now, in this part of the podcast, we get to see Theo share about what he did that allowed him to be so successful with his journey of not giving in to his compulsions around pornography and masturbation. He sought a professional recovery coach. Now, notice he didn't say therapist, he said coach. And if you've never worked with a coach and you're not really familiar with that terminology, then it may be new to you, but there are people like myself who work as professional coaches to help men quit watching pornography. And in this clip, Theo talks about how he was so shocked how easy it was to make this change, and all he needed was to build a trusting relationship with someone and to build that accountability where he would check in with him about those few key questions. And I want you to know that I am here to be that for you. Just like Theo's recovery coach built that trust and that accountability to allow Theo to overcome his compulsions, I am here to build that trust and accountability with you so that you can overcome your compulsions and you can transform into the man that you know you are meant to be. I hope all these clips from Theo have been inspiring to you. He is a great role model for young men who are dealing with these issues, and I hope that if you're really serious about making this shift in your life, then I want you to follow up. Click the link in the description where you can download my free guide to help you quit pornography. And when I send you that email with that guide, you will have my personal email where we can begin to discuss whether a one-on-one coaching relationship is appropriate for you, where you're at in your journey. I look forward to connecting with you and assisting you on this journey. Thank you.